Hey, Mills, they say that franchise player is only drafted in the first round.
And off to the races down the far sideline is Avonte Maddox.
And in the second and third round, that's where you'll find your starters.
He fires, and it's intercepted. Mills, he's in for the touchdown.
And anyone drafted after that has a chance to make the team.
He fires over the middle, intercepted.
You know what, they're right. You do have a chance to make the team.
Jalen Mills.
They have a chance to make the team deeper. They're stepping in for their injured brothers and not just surviving, but thriving.
What a play.
Got a chance to make the team stronger, knowing you're going against the best and you won't back down.
They have a chance to make the team better because competition brings out the best in all of us.
But not every player has the ability to succeed.
It takes someone special, someone with passion.
Incomplete! Incomplete!
Someone with guts and determination.
But even in a team game, you can be left alone on the island.
But when you're holding that Lombardi trophy, that's when you know what they said about you is true.
You did have a chance to make the team.
Make the team winners.
There's a couple of day 3 draft selections who turned out to be pretty good Eagles, I would say. Welcome to Eagles Draft Central, presented by Dietz and Watson. Amy Campbell, Fran, Duffy, here to take you through day 3 of the draft. Fran, that was awesome stuff from those two guys.
Yeah, and whenever I see those two guys, it actually brings me back to draft day for both of them, for Jalen Mills and Avonte Maddox, doing breakdowns of both of them, explaining to Eagles fans, hey, this is why you should care about this day 3 pick. Both of them have come on to be impact players for this Eagles defense.
Of course, day 2, pretty good one for the Eagles as well, adding 2 guys, running back Miles Sanders, wide receiver J.J. Arcega-Whiteside. Miles Sanders is in the building. I can confirm it. I have seen him in the cafeteria. We're going to hear from him shortly. He will be addressing the media in his introductory press conference as an Eagle, but let's focus a little bit there on that wide receiver pick, J.J. Arcega-Whiteside. We spoke with his head coach, David Shaw, shortly ago. That's going to be on our website, and really, really interesting stuff there from Coach Shaw on a receiver he knows quite well.
Yeah, anytime you talk to anybody that's been around J.J. Arcega-Whiteside, they talk about his character and his personality, his demeanor, and that's absolutely a big part of the evaluation. But then you go to what he does on the field, and you see the highlights here in front of you. His ability to go up and win at the catch point. What did I say last night? He's got a pterodactyl wingspan outside the numbers. His ability to go up and win in those contested situations there. He gets on the low post using that basketball background, and he goes up and he will not get outgunned at the catch point. And that really is one of the things that stands out most. He's a very competitive kid, very urgent with the ball in his hands, and his ability to go up and win is what sets him apart.
Yeah, super high character guy, it sounds like, as well, with a lot of energy. A couple of high character guys that are going to be joining the fold for the Eagles. Of course, we mentioned running back Miles Sanders, also in the fold, who we will be hearing from shortly. But also, Eagles insider Dave Spadaro was able to get a closer look about the Miles Sanders selection from Ian Cunningham, director of college scouting for the Eagles. Here's a closer look at that moment.
Hi, Eagles everywhere. Eagles insider Dave Spadaro here with Ian Cunningham, director of college scouting. We're talking about running back Miles Sanders, a second-round draft pick, Ian. And I know you spent a lot of time with him, so give us all the information you can give us on this very exciting player that, you know, Penn State kid a lot of people know about.
Yeah, we're really excited. Our area scout, Jim Ward and Phil Baya, went up there, and they knew about him throughout the whole process. I got up there probably in October at some point and was able to put my eyes on him a little bit, and then once he declared, really started focusing on him, and I saw a talented back.
Okay, what kind of talents did you see? How does that skill set translate into the NFL and into this offense?
Yeah, we saw a guy that could play on all 3 downs. He can run out of the backfield. He's got really good vision. He's got really good hands out of the backfield. He's elusive in space. We're excited. We can't wait for Deuce to get his hands on him and help him become an Eagle.
A 1-year starter, played behind Saquon Barkley, so he's got a lot of tread left. I mean, that's kind of the way people seem to look at running backs. How important is that to you?
I think it is very important. When you play behind a talented runner like Saquon, he kind of had to wait his turn, but he was a 5-star kid coming out of Pittsburgh. He played a couple snaps here and there his first 2 years, and then once he got the ball, you know, he took off and ran.
There are always questions for running backs making the transition from college to the NFL in pass protection. Where is he in that part of his game? How vital will it be to really get that technique shored up?
I think he's still developing, and we're fired up to get him with Deuce, and Deuce is a great coach. He's proven it, and I think he's going to be really good in all areas.
What about Miles as a teammate, as a leader, as somebody fitting into the culture of what the Eagles are doing?
He's a Red Star candidate. We pride ourselves on finding guys like that, and a Red Star is a player that is competitive, passionate in his play, good person on and off the field, and that's why he's an Eagle now.
Ian, how much time have you actually spent with him? Take us through the process a little bit of just how much you've gotten to know Miles through these months.
Yeah, we brought Miles in on a 30 visit, actually a local pro day. He was up here. We got to put him around Deuce, Joe, everybody here in the building. We were able to familiarize ourselves with the person and the kid, and we're excited to get him in the building.
High-level competition, also very productive running back. It sounds like there's not many negatives here.
I think he's going to be a really good back. We're excited to have him. We can't wait to get Deuce with him working, and he's going to be an Eagle.
Howie said at his press conference on Friday night that going into Friday, is very kind of crossing your fingers, hoping that he would be there at 53. So take us through your mindset. You're in the room, you're seeing the names come off the board. What was it like?
Yeah, we knew who we wanted. We had a couple guys that were going to be there that we thought could be there, and we had no idea that he was going to be there. But when he fell to us, we were excited. We're sitting back, waiting, just seeing the names come off the board. And then when he was there, we knew we were going to take him. We were excited.
And he joins a pretty darn talented group of running backs. All of a sudden, a lot of competition in that backfield.
A lot of competition in the backfield, and that's what we're excited about. Just see what he does and hit the ground running.
The pick at 53, Penn State running back Miles Sanders. Ian Cunningham, thanks so much for joining us to discuss the Eagle selection.
That's Dave Spadaro and Ian Cunningham with a closer look at the Miles Sanders selection. Clearly the staff so excited that they were able to grab Miles with that 53rd pick.
Yeah, and it's not just guys like Ian Cunningham, Howie Roseman, Joe Douglas, Doug Peterson. Deuce Staley, running backs coach,
yes,
thrilled to have a Miles Sanders in the fold.
Absolutely, and of course you mentioned some of those names. There's a lot of guys involved in the scouting process, and they're excited about Miles Sanders. They're excited about J.J. Arcega-Whiteside as well. Dave Spadaro also was able to catch up with Senior Director of College Scouting Anthony Patch about the new wide receiver out of Stanford for the Eagles. Take a look.
Hi, Eagles everywhere. I'm Eagles insider Dave Spadaro, and with the 57th pick in the 2019 NFL Draft, the Eagles selected wide receiver J.J. Arcega-Whiteside. And here to talk about it, Eagles Senior Director of College Scouting Anthony Patch. Listen, this kid's super productive at Stanford, 14 touchdowns last year, big body. We know that. Tell us more about him. Tell him what you saw and why the Eagles love him so much.
Size, production, and hands, Dave. Boxes guys out, red zone target, run after the catch. Big target down the field. Box guys out.
So the art of boxing somebody out, I mean, do you see it a lot with kids? Is it a natural skill? Is it something that they're coached up to do?
Well, size, big difference. And then the box out with the basketball skill set and going from there.
So this is a kid who's 6'2", 225. How much time did you invest in him, Anthony? How much time do you spend getting to know him on the field and off the field?
Ryan Myers did a great job pinpointing him, our West Coast guy. TJ McCrate went there as well. I got to watch him on film, and several others did too, and his size, hands, strength all stood out.
How does that translate from college where, you're going against kids to the NFL where you're going against men who are used to being in those situations against big receivers? How does that skill set translate?
Well, we've seen with Alshon, and he kind of compares to Alshon for us, a younger version. And so we've seen what he can do, and he's a 4.49 guy. And JJ tested well, did everything at the combine well, interviewed with us well, so it translates well.
So that 4.49 speed, any rap on him about his speed, unfounded. He plays faster than maybe some people think he looks?
Yes, of course, yeah. He gets off the line of scrimmage, gets down the field, vertical well.
What do you know about him, Anthony, as a teammate, as a leader, and how he fits into the culture of the Philadelphia Eagles?
He's a captain there. David Shaw speaks highly of him. He's going to mix in here with the fellow Cardinal, Zach Ertz. He's going to be a big target for number 11 to throw to.
Yeah, Carson's going to have some fun throwing to that. And what, an 80-inch wingspan, something like that, 81-inch wingspan, that's remarkable.
He should be playing hoops.
Yeah. So this is a kid, no, we all know that. There's some receivers who look the part, who don't necessarily play the part. He's been productive at his time at Stanford, right?
No question.
Yeah.
No question. Very, very few drops. That's the name of the game for a receiver.
What was it like for you as the draft went along, 57 picks? The idea that he would still be there. Howie talked about it on Friday night that, they weren't sure, the Eagles weren't sure that Miles would be there, that JJ would be there. What was it like for you watching the names come off the board and seeing JJ's name still there at 57?
We're excited. Even Miles, we thought he'd go earlier. So we got two impact players there in the second round that we thought would go earlier. So we got a big back in Miles, who's a one-year guy, but should have been playing earlier. Got a good excuse why he wasn't playing for sure.
Saquon Barkley's a pretty good excuse.
Pretty good excuse. And then we had JJ following up, two big targets for offense, explosive guys.
Anthony, how does it work, just the process? How much time, how far back did you take a look at JJ, and how much did you spend time with him and get to know him as a person?
Well, Ryan Myers, again, did a great job. He went in there, got all the background, character. He did the heavy weight on doing it with the visit. Then we follow up with the all-star, he's underclassman, so the combine, get a visit with him, and visits and following up at the pro day. And you check all the boxes with him and Miles and Andre. It's a whole slam dunk.
Yeah, everybody's pretty happy after 2 days of the NFL draft.
Awesome.
Congratulations. Yeah,
thank you.
Good for you. This is Anthony Patch, my man, talking about the 57th pick overall, the Eagles' third pick, J.J. Arcega-Whiteside, wide receiver from Stanford, now a Philadelphia Eagle.
Another great behind-the-scenes look there from Dave Spadaro, though I will say my favorite part of the interview was Doug Peterson walking behind and kind of giving them a little bit of a look, which I just love his sense of humor.
Classic Doug Peterson.
Classic Doug. Yep. Such a good sense of humor. So we are just moments away from the press conference of Miles Sanders, who is going to be introduced as the newest Eagles running back. The Eagles grabbed him with the 53rd pick, and something we've heard them say throughout this process is that they could not believe that he was available at that 52nd pick. Even just hearing from Howie Roseman last night saying, earlier in the day, kind of joking about like, oh, maybe he'll be available at 53, and they just couldn't believe that he was there for them.
Yeah, when you hear everybody in the building talk as highly as they do about Miles Sanders, it gives you a sense of how much they valued him coming into this weekend. They clearly thought that he was not the 53rd best player in the NFL draft. They had a much higher grade on him than that. So when you look at Miles Sanders, the value here is all the versatility that he gives Doug Peterson and this coaching staff, along with J.J. Arcega-Whiteside. We'll get into that in a little bit, but a very intriguing player.
Yeah, and here he is right here being introduced. Let's get a closer look at the newest Eagles running back, Miles Sanders.
Jeffrey Lurie, Howie Roseman, and head coach Doug Peterson for this amazing opportunity and drafted me. I'm excited, and I just can't wait to get to work.
Miles had a party last night. Looked pretty amazing. What were your emotions like when the phone call came?
A lot of emotions ran through. I mean, I've been waiting for this opportunity my whole life, so having my dream finally come true and somewhere close to home, it hit home as soon as I seen that 215 call me and they were on the board. So it was exciting, a very special moment for my family.
Miles, this franchise has a long history of successful running backs, LaShawn McCoy, Brian Westbrook. Did you watch those guys, and maybe how would you compare your game to theirs?
Absolutely. Watch more of LaShawn McCoy. He's from Harrisburg, so he's pretty local. I heard about him when he came up in high school, broke a lot of records at his high school too. So, I mean, I know a lot about his game. He's still doing well in the league, so he's just type of player that you see as a real vet and a guy that you can really look up to and get advice. I mean, I don't know how long he's been in the league, but he's doing very well for himself. So, type of guy that I really look up, and he top running backs in my list too. So, but that's the type of career that I'm trying to really follow.
Miles, you grew up in state here. I mean, how much do you know about this organization and maybe this roster in general, specifically?
I know a little bit, not too much. I mean, being from Pittsburgh, don't really know too much about Philly. I know more about the Steelers and stuff like that. But I know the running back room. Corey Clement, Smallwood, Jordan Howard just came in here, and Josh Adams. Yeah, Josh Adams. I just can't wait to meet those guys. They seem cool. I'm really just ready to come in and just fit in for the team and get the trust for the team and just get ready to work.
At the combine, you talked about how the lack of mileage on you is something that helps you. How do you think that's going to help you in your rookie season and early in your career?
Hopefully just to have a long career, good career. I mean, I learned how to really take care of my body more as the offseason came and when I declared. So that's very important to me, just take care of my body. And I mean, the season is very long, 16 games, so just got to be ready for that mentally and physically.
What did you learn from the time you spent not playing? What did you learn about yourself from the time you spent not playing?
I gained a lot of patience, got more mature, started focusing on little things more, got bigger, stronger, faster, got more deep into the playbook, just prepare myself and make myself feel comfortable for when I finally get my chance to get in the game. But then I also learned from Saquon. I mean, he's a special guy, and on and off the field. So there's just stuff like that I was just learning from him as far as like how to watch film, what he looks for, just to prepare myself for when I finally get my chance.
During that time, when there were moments that you might have gotten frustrated, who'd you kind of lean on, or what was the best advice maybe you got from somebody about how to just kind of do the things you were just talking about?
I'm kind of keep to myself. I mean, my main person I go to is my mom. She kept me steady through the whole situation. Never really thought about transferring, nothing like that. But I mean, obviously that's frustrating being highly recruited and stuff, and not everything going my way. So, but she just kept me steady. I mean, she told me everything happens for a reason, and I believe that also. So, and then you can only control the things that you can control. So.
Why didn't you think about transferring?
Longer process. Honestly, that would be a way longer process. I didn't want to go through that, but I love to compete. So, I mean, I knew he was there. Had expectations, but like I said, I just stayed patient, and here I am today.
You mentioned the competitiveness on the phone last night between you and Saquon. How would that manifest itself during the week when you guys were on the roster together?
Beat you up one more time.
How would that competitiveness show itself during the week between you and Saquon as you were on the same team? Yeah.
I mean, practice. Every day in practice, I'm coming ready to get better, trying to prove myself to get on the field. So, and then he's always trying to make sure he doesn't lose his job. It's just like that. So when you're the starter, you don't want to lose your job. When you're not the starter, you want to be the starter. So just stuff like that. But also we work together and we make each other better. And the whole running back room, which is very talented.
How do you see yourself fitting in here? I mean, the Eagles maybe the last couple of years used a rotation at running back. And is that something you think would suit you pretty well?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm used to rotating. I'm not a selfish player. I'm willing to do whatever it takes to help this team win. I mean, high school I split reps with another great running back. Penn State was kind of the same thing. I'm ready. I'm willing to do whatever, as far as special teams or splitting reps. It doesn't matter. I'm willing to do whatever to help this team win the championship.
You got to spend a little bit of time with Deuce during your top 30 visit. How did you guys mesh? And does that offer a little bit more cachet maybe to have a position coach that had so much success at your position?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Coach Ducey's a smart dude. He loves football. He loves talking ball. And I mean, he's very energetic. And he loves the passion of football, and that's what that's what I really like about him. And he loves teaching. And me, I love learning. I feel like I'm very coachable too. So I think me and him will have a great relationship, and I think sky's the limit for whatever happens.
Speaking of Deuce, when you got here today,
he was excited. I think he was more excited than me when he called me last night too. So I've seen him today. I mean, it's just kind of told him I really wanted to be here too. So I like the whole facility. When I first came here for the top 30 visit, fell in love with the place. The coaching staff is very family oriented, I feel like, so felt good.
Speaking of Deuce and being coachable, all the draft reports, the one thing people talked about negatively was pass blocking. Mm-hmm. How do you see that? You probably read that or aware of that. How did you take it, and what do you think you need to do? Is that something you really need to work on?
I mean, I think for me, I like to get better at everything, really. It's not really a specific thing, but everything I want to get better at something, little by little, and just to be the best player I could be. So that's the main thing.
I know last night was pretty emotional for you. What was it like waking up this morning and getting here?
It is, like, I don't know. I feel like I'm just going through the motions right now. It hasn't really hit me. I mean, I'm an NFL football player now, so it's just that mindset is just crazy. It blows my mind because I've been really dreaming for this my whole life. But I tweeted this morning, like, I woke up as a Philadelphia Eagle, so I'm just excited, and I can't wait to get to work.
Miles, you were targeted a lot as a receiver out of the backfield during your time at Penn State, but during the pro day, you really tried to show off your receiving skills. What did you do to work on that area of your game this offseason? Obviously catching jugs off the jug machine. Trace was there the whole offseason, before pro day and after pro day, so just working out every day with him and the other receivers and stuff like that. So, and then watching film on guys like Alvin Kamara, Terry Cohen, and guys like that, just to see how they do and how they perfect it. And I'm just trying to be that type of running back that can be on the field all 3 downs.
Are there any current players that you sort of model yourself after or think you compare to?
No, I think I'm my own running back. I mean, there's guys that I obviously watch film on. Like I said, I just mentioned 2, and Saquon being teammates with Saquon. I mean, I think our game is pretty the same too. Guys like Zeke, Todd Gurley, those type of guys. But no, I feel like I'm my own running back, own type of style. But I do like to get different type of run schemes just to make my style a little different. Just put more different things in my toolbox to use on the field.
Hey Miles, this fan base has kind of been starving for a high running back in recent drafts. As a Penn State guy, they've seen you play, so there's a lot of excitement about you. How do you expect to handle that type of spotlight, because you are going to be a very high-profile rookie here?
I mean, I don't think it gets any higher than playing at Penn State. You playing in front of 100,000 people a home game. So I mean, it's nothing really too big for me. Like I said, I'm just gonna come in here, get cool with the team. Just want to get the respect for the teammates. Just work hard and do whatever I can to help this team win the Super Bowl. That's the main goal.
Do you know what number you're gonna wear?
No, I don't. I can't wait to find out, but but I don't know what number.
Howard Roseman said that you were a favorite of everybody in the building, essentially from management to scouting to coaches. Did you get a sense as to why that was? I mean, did they relay what it was about you that seemed to be such a good fit for this team?
I think they really just my character. I'm a very humble dude. I've been humble since I was young. I mean, that's how I was raised, just to be respectful and humble and be thankful for everything that God brings to you. So that's just kind of how I've been, and then that's just my personality. I'm real laid back, just cool, but when it's time to work, it's time to work.
Miles, as a follow-up to that, the Eagles showed a lot of interest pre-draft, visits, all that stuff. Did you get a sense that they were the most interested team in you during the entire process, or was it kind of a lot of scattered interest?
Yeah, I could say that they were in my top, but I had a lot of love from a lot of teams. Visited a lot of teams, had a lot of private workouts, a lot of meetings. So I met with a lot of teams that were very interested in me, but they passed up on me. I landed here, so I'm just blessed. The Philadelphia Eagles chose me as their second-round pick, and like I said, I'm ready to get to work. That's probably the only thing I can really say right now.
As a kid growing up, was football your first love, or did you like other sports more?
Football was my first love. My first position when I played football, I was 7 years old. I was a right guard. Yeah, so it's hard to believe, but I was a right guard my first year, and then next year, my coach, which he was my mentor right now, he's the first one to throw me in as a running back. Went from number 98 to number 1. So then it just went from there, and I've just been a running back since.
You don't want to play guard in this league?
Oh, no.
As a follow-up to that, your Twitter handle is Booby Miles. Are you a big Friday Night Lights fan? What's kind of the inspiration?
The movie. Yeah, I like the movie. I think that movie's legendary. I mean, you see how he runs in the movie, so very elusive. And then people kind of said I look like Derek Luke. That's the person that played. I don't think so, but yeah, I got that name when actually it was Pee Wee football. So, and it just kind of built from middle school to high school to now. And then I knew it got bad when my mom started calling me Booby. That's all she calls me. So
that's a nickname of yours now?
Yeah, she calls me Booby. Yeah. So yeah.
Who was your coach? Your coach, your mentor? What was his name?
Craig Williams. Yeah.
All right. Good.
Thank you. Thank you for that. Thank you. Appreciate it.
That's new Eagles running back Miles Sanders meeting the media for the first time, and it's a big celebration and clearly a lot of excitement in the air. I think to me one of the biggest things that stood out is you continue to hear this word patience with Miles. They asked him, what did you learn during the time you were out for injury? He said patience. This was something we talked about yesterday with him, that he showed patience in being selected in the draft process. He showed patience waiting behind Saquon Barkley at Penn State. Not only that, but it's a little bit of a double entendre there because he's a patient runner on the field. So I can see that being a word that we link with him for a while.
He played right guard
That's
his first season in football.
As a 7-year-old, is everyone
I guess he grew into the frame a little bit, but no, he's a very impressive kid, and excited to see him take the field here for the first time in 2019.
Yeah, you can definitely tell there's a lot to celebrate. And of course, we also caught up with him right after he was selected, so we got the first reaction, the excitement, and we spoke with also new Eagles wide receiver JJ Arcega-Whiteside. Those are coming up right after this break. We are going to take a short break. Stay with us. Welcome back to Eagles Draft Central, presented by Dietz and Watson. Late last night, we were able to catch up with new Eagles running back Miles Sanders shortly after he was selected by Philadelphia. For an instant reaction, here's that conversation right here. We are now joined by Eagles second-round running back pick Miles Sanders out of Penn State. Miles, congratulations. How are you feeling to be selected by the Philadelphia Eagles?
Thank you. I mean, it's mind-blowing, and obviously it's really a dream come true, man. And it was just exciting seeing that smile on my mom's face. I've been waiting for that smile for a long time. And I've been working so hard for this. And I'm very excited to be a Philadelphia Eagles. And happy that I'm still in the state and still close to home. My sister lives in Philly, but I'm very excited. I'm excited to come and produce and help this team win a Super Bowl.
Miles, take us through the pre-draft process and just your connections with the Eagles. You were here a couple times here at the NovaCare Complex in South Philadelphia. You met with them a couple times also away from the NovaCare Complex. So what were your interactions with the Eagles throughout the course of the process?
It was just building relationships, really. I fell in love with that coaching staff first time I really came. I mean, they're a different type of people when they're at the combine. It's more serious, but when I came for a top 30 position, I fell in love with the coaching staff, man. They're real family-orientated, real genuine. They're just cool and laid back, too, and they got a great running back coach, Coach Staley, and I can't wait to get to work with him.
Of course, during the pre-draft process, the answer that you're supposed to give is that you're excited to play for whichever team is interested. But were you at all hoping that you were going to end up in Philadelphia?
Yes, absolutely. I'm not even going to lie. Philly was definitely at the top, and I'm really happy to be a Philadelphia Eagle.
You mentioned running backs coach Deuce Staley. What will it be like to be able to work with a coach that has gone through exactly what you're going through, has been in your shoes, and has played in the league and played at a high level?
Yeah, like I said, I'm very excited, man. I know the players that he's got right now. They got great running backs there right now, and he coached a very good running back too. And I'm ready to come in, produce, and do whatever I can to help this team win.
What can fans expect from you? What are they getting in you?
They're getting a guy that's going to come in and keep his head down and just work. Obviously, be a leader too, on the field and off the field. They don't have to worry about any off-the-field issues. Going to come in and just really produce. Like I said, I'm just ready to come in and produce and do whatever I can to get that ultimate goal. And the ultimate goal is get another ring, get another championship for the city.
It's only been a couple of hours, but I'm sure a whirlwind. Have any of your new teammates reached out to you? Have you talked with anybody that is already here wearing midnight green?
Repeat that one more time.
It's been a whirlwind over the past couple of hours, I'm sure, but have any of your new teammates reached out to you? Have you talked with anybody or exchanged texts with any of your new teammates?
I just seen Ert. He just messaged me on IG. I just seen that, so that's pretty exciting.
Take me through the moment when you found out that you were being selected. Your phone rang. Who was on the phone? What did they say? Who did you talk to? What were you feeling? Walk me through that entire story.
Yeah, I seen the 215 area code, and I already knew, and I just really went into tears. I know I talked to Coach Staley on the phone, and he's just as excited as me. Probably more excited, but that's what I like about him. I mean, he's gonna wait to really get me there. He wanted me there since day one, and I'm happy and excited to get to work with him.
Did he tell you that the staff played a joke on him? We were hearing that they told him they were going to pick someone else, and then they What did you think of that?
Yeah, he said, yeah, they got me, man. They got me. But he's excited, and I'm excited. I can't wait, man. I swear I can't.
Miles, what was it like early in your career? You obviously you were a big-time college or high school recruit. You arrive on campus and you spend a couple years behind Saquon Barkley, obviously, who was a great player for the Nittany Lions. What was it like, kind of waiting your turn and then jumping into the spotlight this season? 9 touchdowns this year in your junior season. What was that like throughout the past couple of years?
Real humbling and made me way more mature. Built me to be a man I am today. I gained way more patience. Was able to really focus on myself at the time, too. Get bigger, stronger, and faster. Get more deep into the playbook. Just little stuff like that. And obviously ended up learning from Saquon, too. I mean, he was a special player and special dude. So was able to learn from him and was ready. Got myself ready when my opportunity came.
So I know, Miles, you probably have had your bags packed not knowing where you're going. You don't have to go too far from home. Do you have any idea what the next 24 hours, next 48 hours are going to look like for you?
No, I don't. I know I got a flight in the morning to Philly, and I can't wait to see the facility and see everybody.
Well, we're looking forward to having you. I'm sure we'll be catching up with you, welcoming you to Philadelphia with a very warm Eagles welcome. Miles Sanders, the new Eagles running back, selected in round 2. Congratulations, Miles.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
There are truly few things as special as when dreams become reality for these NFL prospects, now NFL players. Really awesome to hear from Miles Sanders right after that moment happened for him. And he wasn't the only guy that we spoke to during that magical moment. Arcega-Whiteside, the new Eagles wide receiver pick, also caught up with us for an instant reaction after he was selected by the Philadelphia Eagles. Take a look. I am now welcoming in new Eagles receiver pick Arcega-Whiteside out of Stanford. JJ, congratulations on being selected after months of speculation, months of the unknown. You now know where you are headed, to Philadelphia. How are you feeling?
I'm feeling just incredible right now, on top of the world. As soon as I got that call that said Philadelphia area code, it was just like a big weight lifted off my shoulders, because not only did I get picked, but I got picked by a great organization that does it the right way.
JJ, what was your relationship like with the Eagles leading up to this point throughout the course of the process? What were the meetings like with anybody on the Eagles staff, and how often did you meet with them?
So I only met with them once, and that was at the Combine for a formal. But after that, it wasn't much communication at all. I'm not going to say that I was surprised because, we have a lot of Stanford ties in Philly, and they kind of hinted to my agent that I would be a possibility for him. But at the same time, it's crazy because a lot of teams say, hey, if you're available, we're going to pick you. Hey, be ready for a call. Hey, do this, do that. And then you see them pick a different person. So it was just like an emotional roller coaster. I didn't know what was going through my mind. But as soon as I got that Philadelphia area code, I just shouted, bursted into tears.
Well, that's why I wanted to ask you, because you're coming from an offense at Stanford, tight end oriented, downhill running attack. That's kind of the mantra for that Stanford offense, and you were a huge part of it outside the numbers, making plays down the field, obviously in the red zone as well. And now you're going to an offense here in Philly where, again, 2 big-time tight ends and have the ability to attack defenses in a number of different ways. Do you think that's going to kind of help your transition going from one scheme into something very similar as well here in Philly?
Oh yeah, and they kind of got me prepped because we run very similar concepts. We do a lot of things that the Eagles do because the best tight end in the NFL plays for them, and I feel like we have the best tight end in the college. So we do a lot of things similar to them that works for them that could work for us. So at the end of the day, you just gotta go out there, learn the terminology, and play football.
Well, let's talk about that tight end you were mentioning and that Stanford connection as well. Zach Ertz, you're going to be playing with him at the next level. Has he reached out to you? Have you heard from him at all? Do you have a relationship with him? How excited are you to be playing with him?
Oh, man, the whole team, it's a great players, a lot of vets. I'm just excited to come in and learn and help the team win. And not only that, but, do whatever they need me to do to help the team be successful. Anybody that has great input, I'm going to learn from. And having guys such as those, it's going to make it easier.
Have you heard from Zach Ertz?
Oh yeah, he texted me right after I got drafted. And that's my boy. I see him every offseason at Stanford, and he's always, this is a testament to the kind of person he is. As a college player, I'm like, whoa, that's Zach Ertz in our weight room right now. He'll come up to me and say, hey, you're pretty good at those jump balls. And like in my head, I'm like, dang, he's talking to me, but I got to play it cool. But he gives me some advice. I see him, almost every off season, and he's always just around to help and just to be around and say, hey, like if you need anything, let me know.
I was actually going to ask you next about the jump balls. I got to think every single interview that you've done, like in the last however many years, has been about your ability to go up and get the football, your basketball background, and how that plays into your ability to have success on the football field. Outside of the contested catch area, right, where you're going up and winning up above the rim, outside the numbers, what other areas of your game do you think are impacted by your basketball background? Is there something else that you were able to take from the hardwood to the gridiron?
Oh yeah, it's a lot of short area quickness in basketball. I played point guard sometimes, shooting guard, sometimes small forward, and all three of those positions are very unique positions in terms of if you're a point guard, you got to be able to control the ball and have a quick step to blow by people, and that's exactly what press coverage is. Be able to have a release, have a crossover, and get by the guy. Playing shooting guard, you got to be able to move around and get in position, find the open area to get the ball. And same thing with playing in zone. You got to be able to find that soft spot in zone to give the quarterback your numbers and get the ball. And small forward, you can go up and attack the rim and get the ball, get in positioning. And a lot of things carry over, but at the same time, you got to be the one to translate it over. That helped. But at the same time, when I did in the extra hours on the football field is what paid off the most.
So I can tell from talking to you, you have a lot of energy. What kind of guy are you in the huddle, in the locker room, on the sidelines? What are you bringing to this team in that respect?
I'm just going to be a reliable guy, a reliable teammate for whatever happens in life. I'll be there to talk to you. Whatever happens on the field, I'll be there because I just have confidence in myself that, I'm going to make mistakes, but whatever mistake I make, I'm going to come back and make a better play twofold. And as far as emotion, I get emotional before games, as soon as the game starts, but after that, I just kind of get in the groove, get in the game, and just stay locked in. And a lot of times my mom says that she doesn't even know who I am when I'm on the football field, just because I have a whole different mentality, I'm just a whole different person on the field.
Well, a warm Eagles welcome is coming your way as you make your way to Philadelphia. JJ Arcega-Whiteside, congratulations. The newest Eagles wide receiver pick. Thank you for joining us.
No, thank you guys for having me. I can't wait to be up in Philly.
Love hearing all that energy in his voice, says JJ Arcega-Whiteside. So excited to be a part of the Eagles family moving forward. And of course, we are waiting for his arrival. We will have his press conference at some point today, so be looking out for that as well. But we're going to take a quick break. We will be right back. Stay with us. And welcome back to Eagles Draft Central, presented by Dietz and Watson for day 3 of the NFL Draft. Fran, we are not even 50% of the way there. A lot of talent still on the board. And a favorite day for many is the strategy involved, shifts and changes when it comes to day 3. You're looking for those hidden gems, the guys that maybe you want to take a chance on. But, of course, a lot of talent still on the board. Who are you most surprised has not been snatched up by somebody yet?
Yeah, and this was obviously billed as the year of the defensive lineman, right? So all these defensive ends and defensive tackles flying off the board in the first couple of days. One of those guys, in my opinion, who slipped through the cracks a little bit, Daniel Wise from Kansas, a 4-year starter for the Jayhawks. Not a lot of wins in the win column for Kansas over that time, but that does not change my opinion of this kid. He comes from a football family. His dad and older brother have both played in the league. His older brother now with the New England Patriots. And when you look at Daniel Wise, very quick off the ball, violent at the point of attack, outstanding motor, constantly making plays from sideline to sideline, was very productive in the backfield, both against the run and the pass, has played in multiple schemes. So 3-4, 4-3, he shows a little bit of that versatility. So when I look at Daniel Wise, this is a guy that checks a lot of boxes. I talked to him down at the East-West Shrine game as well, came off as a very nice kid. So overall, he's one of the players I'm most surprised is still on the board here on day 3.
Well, one of my surprises, I'm going to head down to the SEC, and you guessed it, I'm going to my alma mater, the Florida Gators. Chauncey Gardner-Johnson, the safety from the Gators, and I don't think you can go wrong taking an SEC defensive back or a defensive back from the state of Florida. So checking 2 boxes right there with that. A hard-hitting safety. Also can play corner. Of course, those Florida DBs at the next level can kind of play that hybrid nickelback a lot. We've seen it with a lot of guys that come out of there. And this dude is a trash talker, which I love in the secondary. Some people may think it goes a little too far. That's what I love to see from that mean Southern defense there. And, oh, man, all that orange and blue. It is beautiful. Somebody's going to get a great one there from the University of Florida.
Yeah, and a lot of people feel that Chauncey Gardner-Johnson, his role right away in the NFL will be as a nickel corner. That's what he did this past season for the Gators. Very similar now to a guy that I want to talk about next, and that's Julian Love, the cornerback from Notre Dame. A lot of people feel he could be a nickel early on in his career. He played mostly on the outside, did get some reps on the inside for the Irish over the last couple of years, but very productive on the football. Interceptions, pass deflections, you can see the numbers there. Over the course of his career as a starter, he found his way to get his hands on the football, and that's really what you like from him. But he's also very athletic. He had a good combine workout. He's instinctive in coverage. Needs to get a little bit better against the run. That's one of my guesses as to why he's still on the board. But ultimately, when you look at Julian Love, he's got the skill set that you want in terms of a guy that can play both inside and outside at the next level.
And I'm going to focus on one of his teammates there at Notre Dame, linebacker Drew Tranquil, who is also still available. A Notre Dame linebacker who is a great position from a great institution. You've got 292 total tackles, 5.5 sacks, 3 interceptions there for the linebacker. Somebody's going to get a great one there from in the senior from Notre Dame as well, and Drew Tranquil.
And what I love about Drew Tranquil, he's a core special teams guy. I'm pretty sure a 4-year captain for the Irish on at special teams. So you have a high character guy who could play special teams. He's athletic, a former safety. He looks the part in terms of the way he could play sideline to sideline. You see him there getting to the quarterback, was used as a blitzer. A lot of different ways he was used over the course of his career. So yeah, I agree with you. Drew Tranquil, a very interesting name.
Only 7 linebackers have been taken off the board so far, 5 on day 2. We are now up to day 3. The Eagles, as it stands right now, have 2 picks happening on day 3, but we should expect some wheeling and dealing. We're going to be on our toes. And in the 4th round, look for the 138th pick. In the 5th round, the 163rd pick, but that could change at any moment. So stay on your toes and stay with us. As soon as the Eagles make a selection, we are going to be right back in these seats to analyze and break it down. And of course, our website and our social channels have so much behind-the-scenes coverage from the entire draft process coming, but there's also plenty of stuff from the last 2 days as well. So keep it right there for all of your insider stuff. And of course, again, we're going to be right back here every time the Eagles make a pick to break it down here on Eagles Draft Central, presented by Dietz and Watson. We will see you soon.